Afternoon. This is Ryne Turke of WLDS WEAI News here for an exclusive interview with chairman and owner of the Chicago Cubs, Tom Ricketts. Good morning, Mr. Ricketts. You're here as the 164th speaker at MAC's commencement ceremonies. Talk about why you're here.
Well, I have a good friend who's a trustee at McMurray, and he asked me to do it, and I did a little homework and saw what a wonderful institution this is, and I'm just happy to be here for commencement.
What's the message you're going to be sending to students today?
Oh, there's a lot of good messages. I got good stuff. Now, it's just talking about kind of, giving meaning to your journey, giving purpose to what you do in life, and a lot of humor mixed in, too.
Gotta love the humor. You also are very involved with In Capital LLC. Talk about your work with that.
Well, I'm also the founder of an investment bank based in Chicago that underwrites a lot of different financial products and investments and bonds, and very, very successful firm that I'm still chairman of. But actually, the Cubs' efforts have just taken so much time that I've really spent more time on baseball than finance.
Well, speaking of baseball, it's got to be an exciting time to be living in the north side of Chicago and cheering for the Chicago Cubs. Am I right?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a really exciting summer. Obviously, everybody's seen it's a young team. It's a team that's getting on base. We're playing good baseball. We're playing with energy. We're playing with enthusiasm. We're playing aggressively. I think. Obviously we're winning. It's going to be a very fun summer for Cub fans.
Talk about your role in like a day-to-day aspect with the Cubs. How involved are you?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that the owner has some relationship to. It is not baseball operations. We have Theo Epstein and his team, and they do a great job of making all the right baseball decisions. I just support them any way I can. We have Crane Kenny on the business side, who does a great job of running our business operations. Just try to support him any way I can. Obviously I spend a lot of time with fans. I spend a lot of time speaking about the direction of the team and our goals and how we're trying to accomplish them. I spend a lot of time with our corporate sponsors, and I just kind of pitch in where I think I can add a little value for the effort.
Cubs fans have been looking for the Cubs to make a move for years now, and this year you finally did it. You brought in Lester, Fowler, Ross, Montero, the list goes on. Do you think those moves are paying off early on, and what's the goal down the line with those guys? Are you looking for a championship now or maybe in the future? When is it?
Well, obviously, there was a few years there where the focus of the baseball organization had to be talent acquisition, and player personnel decisions were based upon the long-term best interest of the team, not so much whether or not it would help us in the short run or that particular season. I think Theo would say if he was here that he felt like last season, toward the end, when some of the young guys started to produce, that the team was getting to the point that it was time for us to bring in some veterans to help us win this season. And the fact is that I think he's been proved right. I mean, it's starting to come together for us.
You can't talk about the Cubs without the youth. I mean, you've got talent everywhere. Rizzo at first, Baez in the minor leagues, Soler, of course, Chris Bryant. Do you feel like they're ready to go, or do you think it's a few more years down the road before they really hit their stride?
Well, I think they're ready to go. They're certainly performing on the field. I think people do have to remind themselves they're young players, and they'll probably have ups and downs. But that said, I think they're all rising to the challenge nicely right now, and we still have a lot more guys in the minors too that'll be pushing even our young guys. So I think we're in a good spot. I think if you were to say, hey, if you had the number one farm system and you had a great young team, you got a good future.
And you're in one of the most talented divisions in baseball. You've got the Cardinals at the top of the year. Mm-hmm. Every year they're up there. The Pirates, also a very good team. Was being aggressive, going to get the new guys to compete in this tough division, was that the goal right off the bat, to be the best?
Well, obviously the goal is to win the division. I mean, that's been stated by everybody. I think that, obviously do have a tough division. The Cardinals are off to a great start. They have a very veteran, consistent team. It's going to be we're going to have to chase them down this summer, and so they got off to such a great start. Pirates are very young, very talented. Great team, and obviously, the Reds. The Reds have a pretty good team too. So, the Brewers are off to a bad start, but they led the division almost the entire season last year. So, it's a tough division, but we're up to it. I think we're finally, after several years of not being ready to win the division, I think we're there.
A lot of construction going on at Wrigley Field now. What's the progress with that?
It's all going very well. I mean, we've had a couple delays related to things we couldn't control, but it's a 50-year renovation, and if we're a couple weeks late here or there, we have to just take a look at the big picture and make sure we do it the right way. We've got the bleachers are opening. The left field bleachers are opening on Monday. We'll have the right field bleachers opening in June. The rest of a lot of the smaller things in the bleachers that we're still working on will all be ready by the end of June. So it's it's getting there.
And overall, how does this team compare to teams that you've been a part of in the past?
Obviously, it's very different. And kind of back to what I said earlier, you go from a long-term talent acquisition kind of strategy to a more shorter-term, let's put some wins on the board kind of strategy. And so I think that this summer will be, like I said, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, and fans will see not only the present of the Cubs, but the future of the Cubs.